My everyday looks like this. I wake up around the same time. Every day. Do this thing called morning routine. Leave at breakfast to question my entire existence. Today lacking, but I could have some chest. Before I go to work. In fact, I realize...
How do I create a cinematic video? If you watched intentionally, you might have already seen a couple of tricks I used to get a cinematic sequence just like this intro.
I know what you're probably thinking. There are hundreds of videos out there about this topic.
Like this.
In fact, before I started, I spent an insane amount of time watching other creators.
Now, it's finally time to add my own sauce. I will share some solo creating techniques, plus my whole experience of creating videos, and a tool that will elevate your creative process. At least somebody does, no gatekeeping. Thank you.
My goal is to make your creative journey easier by sharing my own experiences in the creative space. I intentionally structured this video to follow along for anybody starting out. I know the exact feeling. You have an idea and instantly want to execute on it.
But what if I tell you that that's not the best approach you should take? We spend so much time shooting the video itself just to realize our idea doesn't match the picture we had in mind.
As frustrating as it might be, you will experience it over and over again. That's just part of the game. To minimize the chances of it actually happening, I started to plan my videos. And no, it doesn't mean you need a shot list or a full script just like this video. Depending how big the project is, you can simply start with bullet points. It's a great way to develop a feeling for the video itself without overcomplicating it. Especially in the beginning, you need to spend as much time as possible behind or in front of the camera and learn the fundamentals of filmmaking.
You can change a simple shot from this to this, creating that cinematic feeling we all search for. You probably heard a thing or two about composition and framing. Before I forget, use 24 or 25 frames plus double the shutter speed to get that spicy motion blur. With motion blur, without motion blur. With motion blur, without.
And you probably need an ND filter, otherwise your shot will be overexposed in bright sceneries. Initially, composition is the first thing we look out for. And here are a couple of techniques that help you. The rule of thirds is probably the first thing you come across. It's everywhere. And diagonal can create such depth of field, it's insane. Pretty much every time I go outside I look for leading lines, and the golden spiral is somehow one of the coolest compositions you can get. And yeah, you're right, there are a couple more that exist. Usually you develop a taste over time, and nowadays I rarely look out for specific shots. Most of the time, it just comes naturally. Before we tip our toes into the almighty lighting techniques, we first actually have to focus on the frame itself. Here we showcase an object in a certain way, each representing a different feeling. Not every video needs a specific type of shot, but usually I take care of 3 variations before I start experimenting a little. To establish a scene, we use a simple wide angle, revealing where the scene takes place. Mid angles usually showcase the action itself, and close-ups represent a feeling, or you want the viewer intentionally remembering a specific moment for a reason.
Got it. I love to take the view on an unusual way.
Very often I do play around with macros, magic arm, POV shots, but usually those take an insane amount of time to get. Very often I do get frustrated after what feels like I'm filming the same shot 1000 times in a row, but when I take the clips into the timeline and start to see the final pieces, I get a feeling AI can replace, creating something you just made by yourself. Turning an idea from random notes to an actual piece everyone can watch is a true skill. Okay, this sounds way more into motivational speech for creators than a helpful tip, but it's a true thing I stand for. In fact, if I can do it, then you can probably figure it out as well, with some proper dedication. Alright, back to the source of lighting.
It's a true game changer if you know how to pull it off properly. Especially with the one trick I've got, we can easily turn up your lighting game to the next level. It's irrelevant for now.
Here's an easy breakdown. Soft light, top light, backlight, hard light, warm, cold, colored. You get the idea.
Recently I started to play around with lighting for the first time and it was challenging as fuck. But trust me, this simple trick helped me a lot starting out very early on. And it's contrast. Look, flat lighting plus backlight, contrast lighting plus backlight. Insane difference.
Here's also a random interior lighting tip. Use practical lights instead of top lights.
Thank me later.
I briefly talked about tools that are a blessing for any creative. Just like music, it makes or breaks the scene.
Don't worry, I'll pick up on those tools very soon.
When I started out, I used royalty-free music everywhere, but we all know how that sounds like.
Yeppa.
Therefore, I take all my music from a platform, and to be honest, everything works. Just because your favorite creator used a specific one doesn't mean the others are bad. They simply have to promote them. So use whatever you like or cost the least.
What? This is such a good shot. Before we hear, we see. Sound effects. Too good. They emphasize every little moment even more and make this video feel something. And I spent an insane amount of time even finding some sound effects that I could use to start my creative journey. And it wouldn't be me if I already picked up those sound effects, put it in a folder, uploaded it. First link in the description. Just check it out.
Anybody sticking around till this part of the video is a true legend and deserves to know the tools that instantly kickstart your journey. Number 1. ChatGPT.
No, we keep it real here. Use some proper pen and paper. I know it might be boring, at first especially because we tend to use our phone any and everywhere, but it's a true game changer. At least for me it was. Sometimes I do get an idea on the go or on a run or whatever I'm doing, and then I obviously tend to use my phone. And I use my voice memo app. I also sign into the silent button so I can instantly access it and save my ideas.
Creativity is an art of expression. There is unlimited room to explore, which is the beauty of it. At the same time, tipping your toes into the cold water will always be uncomfortable. You'll make tons of mistakes as a beginner, and you might not appreciate the moment you're bad in, but it's a true gift to explore your own style.